All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're at Neverhome HQ. I've got a special guest here. I reckon I'm his biggest fan. So Trai Wallis has come down from Brisbane. He is coaching some athletes that are competing this weekend, and we decided to link up, show him the shop, and do a podcast. So, big fella, thanks for coming on board for a little chat today.
Well, it's been a big goal of mine to get down here and meet you. I'm just glad I was able to get down and come say hello.
Happened quickly, didn't it?
I know, it was good.
So I'll just give you a bit of an intro on how I actually found out about this gentleman. So I started following him on social media probably 3 months ago.
I was going to say 2 or 3 months ago, yeah.
And you know when you just sit there and you scroll, I'm always looking for people that are engaging, and I saw your content and it just hit me so hard. I'm like, fuck, this guy's got it. Confident, jacked, good looking, has a real good presence about him. And actually, you know, the first time I saw him, like, I would love for him to represent the brand. So then I followed you, and then I think you did a post about...
It was the video about women putting up one glute video, and
yes,
they all of a sudden have keep that pump and
100%.
all that sort of stuff, giving them discount codes and
Exactly. So you're actually like funny, engaging, confident, and I reached out to you. We sort of had a bit of a chat, and I said, hey, can I send you something to just have a bit of a suss of? And you seemed to like some of the products, which was really cool.
It was great, bro. Obviously, some of the out there stringers don't really cut it for me, but no, all your basic stuff, bro, I'm a big advocate for.
100%,
yeah. You won't catch me in one of them.
I reckon I want to try and get you
in prep, bro. When I'm all jacked and full shredded, I promise I'll put one on for you.
You got the physique for it. So look, we thought we'd just link up and have a chat, talk about his story, talk about a couple of things I wanted to touch on is how you built your presence now on social media, because I look at people and I see that you're growing pretty rapidly too, but you're getting a lot of engagement on your posts as well. They're getting a lot of shares. What got you to that mindset? But talk about the back end, a bit of your journey, your struggles in life, and then what your goals are moving for the future. And then I was thinking what you could say to people who want to get into coaching, get into social media and content, and what advice you would give them from your experience.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you want to start with, firstly, what got you into fitness and a little bit about your journey and your story?
So I've always trained. I was very active as a kid, played semi-professional football, soccer growing up, was paid up until I was 18.
You're that good? Okay, wow.
Not paid well, like 150 bucks a game.
That's freaking great.
Yeah, it was good. Back then when I was a kid, it was great.
100%.
And as soon as I turned 18 and I had my first pinger, night clubbing, I actually went in the next day and I just said to my coach, I said, listen, Bella, like that's it. I'm done. No more for me. And
no more sport?
No more sport. But it was more so as well because I did start my plumbing apprenticeship at 18.
Okay.
And we were working 7 days a week. And our boss did not give us any choice. It was 7 days a week or you get fired.
How old were you now? 17, 16?
I was at 18.
18. Okay.
So
7
firstly
days
finding the clubbing, trying to still play football, training 3 times a week with 2 games on a weekend.
Yeah.
As well as work 7 days a week.
Yeah.
With a boss that was just not accommodating to my desires for football as well.
Were you always an athletic kid growing up?
Yeah, always.
Okay,
Very, very just naturally good.
Because you're quite tall.
Yeah, I was good. Like I was playing first 13 rugby at school, but then I also went to a school that had so we played soccer as a subject at our school.
Oh, really?
Soccer was a subject.
Wow, okay.
But I also played first 13s in grade 12 for the footy boys as well because I was big, fast.
Yeah.
So I was very naturally good at most sports. And then, I don't know exactly how I sort of stepped foot in the gym. When I worked at Macca's, bro, I worked with a guy who his older cousin was dating my cousin and he was big and jacked and I always seen him and my cousin go to the gym and I was like, fuck, you know, he's big. And I said to his little cousin I worked at Macca's with, I said, let's join the gym together and let's just train together. He didn't last very long because he was quite a big boy.
Okay.
But I ended up like fat.
Okay.
And he just didn't really have the desire for it. Like, you know, people either have it or they don't when it comes to going to the gym. And then so I actually just reached out to his older cousin that was dating my cousin. I said, oi, can I just train with you every afternoon? Because I don't know what I'm doing. Can I just meet you at the gym, whatever time you get there, and just join in with you? And that was, I think, maybe 16, 17.
Yeah.
And I just pretty much just did whatever he was doing at the gym every week until I transitioned into a new gym and then just started hanging out with a few boys that were at the gym. And then a few years later, between getting into competing and that, obviously drug addiction, jail, all the rest that come with it. But for me, I had my first coach when I was in 2022.
Okay. Not too long ago.
2021.
Yeah.
That Darcy fit. I don't know if you've seen him. That crazy guy on the Goldie.
No,
I'll show you after. He's a menace. Ex-addict as well. Me and him used to bend it together.
Okay, yeah, cool.
So I actually reached out to him.
Great way to bond with people.
Yeah, well, he was something I resonated with. Ex-junkie, jail as well, did all the shit that we used to do, and I was still heavily involved in everything I was doing, still hard on the drugs. So I reached out because I was with my missus, and I said, "No, enough's enough," because she was real into the gym, like fit, jacked. Like she's a big girl for a female, and it's natural. She's big, and I was like, "Man, I cannot be with a girl that looks like this." And looking the way I did, 125 kilos, round as fuck, fat, just gross.
So you had a pivotal moment that you just kind of flipped the switch?
Well, yeah, like it's crazy because a lot of people ask me, they're like, "Bro, how did you have that switch? Like, what happened? What happened?" And I wish I had a formula or something to give to everyone, but I literally just met my missus.
That's a formula then?
And she didn't, but she didn't come to me and say, "Hey, like, you're a bit fucking full on, like, can you please stop doing all this drugs?"
So she kind of let you figure it out. I was on the rack
every day.
Yeah,
and
I've been there.
And she's still come into my life, and she never ever once said, "Hey, like, you're a bit fucking, how you going? Can you slow up?" It was almost like instantly, within 2 weeks of being with her, I just said, "Enough's enough.
Wow.
I'm done." I stopped all the during the week stuff straight away.
Yeah.
And then only on weekends, and even the weekends, that slowed up pretty quickly as well.
That's amazing. So, fully sober now?
Yeah. I had a drink at my wedding last year in August.
That's fine.
And I had my last big night on the 18th of December for my Christmas party when I was at plumbing.
Yep.
And that night just instantly put me off it.
Get the few shots out, Curtis. We'll celebrate after today. That's amazing, though. The discipline to actually stay sober for so long. What do you tell the viewer now? Because I still got mates that train, but they still drink.
Yeah.
I got some of my closest friends that cannot stop drinking, and then drinking leads to the packets. Yeah. It's drinking then packets. Yeah. That's just
that was my thing. Like I could not have one drink without disappearing for 4 days.
Wow, 4 days.
That was the thing. 3-4 days minimum.
Never done that. It's crazy.
It was disgusting. And I'd end up in some random's apartment, some random's house with waitresses, strippers, spending 20-30K a weekend minimum. And I just thought that I was a full sick cunt.
Yeah, I heard some of your podcasts.
Naked women everywhere, drugs everywhere, and I was like, I'm the man. And that's how I seek validation. Because I generally was just so miserable.
I've heard you talk about this on that other podcast as well.
Now I look back now and I'm like, fuck, bro, you're disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, nothing... It's like you were saying before, like a lot of guys, it's hard because a lot of men have to hit rock bottom. There's science-based studies on this that men have to officially hit rock bottom to want to make a positive change. Unfortunately, women are different, wired differently. Men, they have to hit rock bottom. But then it's also sad that a lot of men don't understand what rock bottom is. Like being in jail with boys that love jail. Like for me, that was a pivotal moment for me where I was like, you know what, I am so done with that whole life. Like there is no way in the fucking world that I'm coming back in here and being away from my family. But a lot of boys in jail, 90% of them, they fucking love it.
They actually enjoy being in jail.
And I'd ask them, I'm like, boys, like, do you not want more for yourselves? Like there's more to life outside of this shit. And they're like, no, bro, I've got drugs, we got TV, we got food, we got a bed, we got our boys in here.
That's crazy.
I love this. And I was like, I was in with a guy that was 51 and he'd done 28 years.
His whole life nearly?
The longest he'd been out in 28 years is 5 months.
Wow. So he's been in and out of jail?
Since he was like fucking 15 or something. So like juvie in jail.
It sounds like you've had an absolute whirlwind of a story and you're not even 30.
No.
So you're nearly professional athlete, very fit, go out, taste of MDMA?
Pingers, yeah.
Pingers.
Ecstasy pingers and whatever they were.
That triggered you. When did you start spiraling downwards into that lifestyle of...
everything else?
Yeah.
So pretty much I had a fiance when I was 21, 22.
Okay, yep.
And moving out of home with her, second year apprentice, couldn't afford rent. I was getting paid like $400 and something a week as a second year apprentice plumber.
So you need to make some money?
I was like, I need to make money if I'm going to be able to live out of home with her. She didn't have a job, realistically, I don't think, at the time. Maybe been working as a raffers or something. So nothing big coming in. So I was like, for me to be able to support her, groceries, live comfortably, I was like, I've got to do something.
Understand.
So I, got into that lifestyle and ended up getting way too deep, and unfortunately, led me. And a lot of people. Like, one thing I like to try and push is like 95% of the time, it always only ends one way. Yeah. In jail.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a lot of men can't handle jail. So yeah, it's very different Sydney and Melbourne, but Brisbane, everyone just rolls on each other. Like it's crazy. Like everyone just goes straight in foreman, starts dogging on everyone, and it's crazy.
Okay, yeah. So people are ratting on each other too. So that's a world, and the thing with that world is too. Not that I know much about it, or the little that I know is when you start making money quickly and. I might say a bit easier in a sense. You become that guy, the ego gets into place, and then going back to making money legitimately would be so difficult.
Bro, I'm telling you, because like having to budget groceries, bills, electricity, car repayments, I've never had to do it. Yeah. I didn't use my bank card for like 5 years.
Yeah, wow, just cash.
Yeah. Now I have to use my bank card to pay. I've never paid for fuel with a bank card.
Are you tempted to go back to that lifestyle at any chance, just to go to make things easier for you?
No.
Or are you happy to do the hard yards?
No, I am so much happier now.
Good to hear. Okay.
Grinding.
Yeah.
And even with everything hanging over my head, I've never been so at peace in my life ever.
Yeah, because I've noticed. I don't know if you can talk about that, right?
Yeah.
So can you see that there, Curtis, as well? So what does that actually? What's that tracking device actually do?
So it's for when people that are on bail. So there's parole ones and then there's bail ones. So bail is when you have pending charges still. Okay. So that's just a tracking device, so they can see where I am, who I associate with, because I'm not allowed to hang out with a lot of people.
Understand.
And I can't go out of Queensland. So
how did you get to Melbourne? Because you had
got approval for work. I can leave for work and like funerals, but I'll have to be able to prove it.
Understand.
So it's a big order. It takes about a month to get approval. So yeah, obviously that's just, they reckon I won't get sentenced till 2028.
Wow, okay, so a couple more years.
Yeah, and I got out in February 2024.
Wow, understand.
And I got charged in October 2023.
Okay, and how long did you go to jail for?
Only 3 months.
Okay, so it's a long time.
Honestly, it was, like, I am so fucking thankful that I did go to jail.
So that turning point, you go into jail and you think, okay, I need to change things around. You come out of jail, were you doing the coaching then?
No, I was in jail and I was actually documenting in my head because I was like, man, I still have a family, I have a partner, I have a daughter, I have to provide. Like, 100%. My rent at the time was $1,400 a week.
Wow, that's a lot.
Like I was living in this big fuck off house. It was huge, like so overkill. Because I had the money, I didn't give a fuck.
I understand.
And I was like, luckily I had savings put away, so my wife was able to keep everything afloat, and she also had a job as well. So in my head I was like, what the fuck am I going to do? So I was like documenting all this stuff in jail, like what different jobs I can do, like, you know, going into machine work, like driving excavators. And it sort of just, nothing really clicked with me, except for like the fact that my only qualification that I have is plumbing. Like I did finish my plumbing apprenticeship, thank goodness. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to have to bite the bullet when I get out. And I sold all my tools when COVID hit.
Wow.
I had a trailer full of tools, about 20K worth of tools, and I sold it to my old boss for $5 grand because I was like, you know what, fuck it, I don't need the money, nor do I care for any of these tools anymore. You have it, I'm never going back to this shit, I'm done with it.
Done, had enough.
And like owned male beauty clinics, multiple cafes, had the biggest TRT clinic in Australia. And like the money that we were doing from that was like 50K plus a week.
Wow.
And that's one of my charges. They're trying to charge me for trafficking steroids, even though it's all scripted from doctors and come from a pharmacy. Yeah, so that's obviously on top of everything else.
Yeah, wow.
But that is pending charges as well. They're trying to charge me for trafficking steroids, even though it was all scripted from doctors and everything come from a pharmacy.
Unbelievable. So crazy. This is full on. Like, and I've heard your other podcasts about just how hard you used to party. Maybe we'll touch on that a little bit later. But if we can go into this part too, because I think the viewers will get a lot out of this, and this is why what drew me to you so much is I just started seeing you popping up on social media. I hadn't heard of you before, all right? But I saw your content. I'm like, hey, this guy's a professional cameraman, obviously. But it's like you'd almost been trained to say things that would get people to view. And in return, I don't know if it's intentional or not, but obviously that was converting you to get clients online, right? And I would be a client if I saw that. And I'm like, this is good, likable, big guy, obviously know what he's talking about. I saw the transformation from when you were out of shape. You weren't in great shape, no offense. Then you fucking become a beast. I'm like, okay, He's done the hard yards. He's actually physically done it himself, and he's confident. What got you to that stage of going, I'm gonna make content and get clients? Was that the goal?
No. So the goal was, so back end of the year, I was in the union sites, so all the CFMEU stuff.
Understand.
And I was surrounded by more drugs and alcohol on those sites than I ever have been in my whole life.
Okay.
So the whole tradie culture in Australia
Yeah.
is so fucking heavily involved around drugs and alcohol.
Yeah, wow.
And it's a vicious cycle. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they're all depressed from their weekend activities.
I understand.
And Thursday, Friday, on the sites that I was on, 85% of people were on the rack.
Already?
Yeah, on
Thursday,
Fridays. So then they're all happy. The morale on site, everyone's like, yeah, fucking Friday, Thursday, boys, we're nearly at the weekend, let's get it. Everyone's full of joy.
Jeez.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, miserable cunts.
Fuck, they're still recovering.
Yeah, they're all just coming down, hate themselves, probably
wow.
half broke, spent most of their money.
Yeah.
And it's just a vicious cycle. And I was just like, man, I cannot be who I'm destined to be around people like this.
No.
Like, I honestly had better chats in jail than I did on these job sites.
Yeah,
and
wow.
it was a better feeling walking off that job site for the first time than what it was coming out of jail.
Wow.
Like, that's how shit these job sites are for people that actually feel like they're destined for more.
Yeah, there's a lot of traders who watch this too. Yeah.
And for me, it was like, you know what? Over the Christmas holidays, we were spending time with my daughter and my wife, and I just sort of hit me. I was like, I'm destined for so much more. I need to get out. Otherwise, because it was good money. It was like two and a half grand after tax, living very comfortably, fairly good work-life balance, 6 till 2, home, be able to pick up my daughter after school. And I enjoyed it. Some of the boys, don't get me wrong, some of the boys I met were actually really good boys. But I can count on one hand how many boys I'd actually want to spend time with.
Understand.
Outside of work.
So 10 grand a month, clear. Great income for Australians. So just you, then you got your wife's income. You want to leave that. So I'm going to leave this and do something else. Had you had any experience with coaching before?
Besides, obviously, just myself being coached.
Well, that's a lot of experience then, yourself. Now, making the content, do you hire a cameraman?
At first.
Yeah.
So what it was I went into my first week of work after Christmas holidays, which was the 6th of January. It was a Monday, pretty sure. And whatever the first Monday was after New Year's, and I walked into my foreman and I said, brother, I'm done. You've got me to the end of the month.
This 2025?
No, this year. So I started this year. So it was January this year. And I said, I'm done. You got me to the end of the month. I'll give you till then, but I'm finished. I'm out. And that was on the Monday, and I walked in on the Wednesday, and I said, Friday's my last day, bro.
Wow.
I'm fucking done. I'm just mentally I was being so unproductive, wasn't getting a lot of work done. I was like, man, honestly, I just feel bad. You guys are paying me good money, and I'm just not there for you. So I'm just going to do everyone a favour and just Tom Cruise. And then it was about 3 or 4 days after that, after talking to a few mates, and because I've always been real good, because I tried to kick off social media when I was a bit younger, never really went anywhere. But that was about being sober and sobriety. So if you scroll back through my Instagram and old TikToks, there's actually like a lot of videos of me talking to cameras about sobriety and, sort of stuff. So I tried to really hit it off with that. And I did get a lot of traction, and a lot of people sort of, drifted towards me.
They could relate.
Yeah, for sobriety.
Yeah.
So I always enjoyed helping people. And then I was just like, you know what? I have so much knowledge when it comes to health and fitness. Not as much as what a lot of coaches do, but I have a lot of knowledge. And I was like, I can make a huge impact on so many people's lives when it comes to training and sobriety. So I just said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to be a coach. And reached out, a guy that, Ryan Bennett?
No.
You might have seen, you'd know his face if you see him.
If I see him, I might, yeah.
Big coach online, real big for calling out men for being useless and for calling people fat, and just very brutal.
Okay, I might have
very
seen
brutal.
him. Yeah.
And he released that he was doing an online coaching course for $5,000. And I was like, I messaged him, I'm like, bro, fucking perfect. When is this launching? Because I resonate with you so much. I'd love to be coached by you and learn how to, start up a business like this. How do we do it? And he goes, bro, I'm start launching it at the end of January. So I had 3 or 4 weeks. So pretty much I just delved into as much study as possible, like J through U, John Jewett stuff.
Good coach.
Broadened my knowledge as much as possible until starting with Ryan. And pretty much it was crazy. I had about 20 clients within the first 3 weeks.
Far out.
Just from already my organic audience.
It's amazing, yeah.
And he kept asking me, he's like, bro, have you done any of the modules? And I was like, nah. He's like, why? I said, I've got 20 clients. He goes, how? I said, I don't know. He goes, well, I can't really get angry. But like a lot of his stuff was like, you have to do the 12-week nurturing process, get them through a funnel, start doing automated emails. And I said, bro, I'm not doing that. That's annoying. Like if someone did that to me, I'd say, fuck off. Like go away. Like, and he goes, man, you have to do it. And I was like, bro, I'm telling you right now, I'm not doing that.
Did you pay the $5,000?
I paid the $5,000, but I didn't open a single module.
You didn't get a refund?
Yeah, no, it's all right.
So you paid the $5,000 with the intention to learn to be a coach. You've announced your coaching. A lot of people want to do coaching now, all right? I know people that try one client. Fucking you know some of the guys that come in here, all talk. Yeah. How many times I told them they're going to do content with you and never fucking do it. Yeah. Something's holding them back. You've got 20 clients in the first 2 weeks, or 2 or 3 weeks. I'm sure it's obviously growing now too. You set up the systems. What was the next step after that? How do you manage all these clients?
Well, it wasn't so much managing, but it was getting more clients in. And that Ryan fella, he always said, he goes, bro, you got to do content. And I said, man, I'm not doing that.
Oh, so you weren't doing content then?
No, I wasn't doing content.
Oh, gosh, okay.
Just stories. Nothing, no filming in the gym, just a little bit of me talking on stories. That was
really?
it.
Okay. How many followers do you have then?
3,000.
Okay, yes, still a few. Yeah.
And he kept telling me it week after week, he's like, bro, you got to do it to get more clients. But the business kept growing sort of organically through my actual following that I had.
Personality, carry that pretty well too.
Well, just the whole resonation with my story. A lot of people that followed me were in the same boat that I was and wanted better for themselves. So I was getting a lot of traction through that. And my best mate who moved up from Sydney, who was real good with content, real big with fashion, he goes, bro, I'll train with you. And I'll film with you and I'll edit for you for $250 a week. You just do up my programming and let me train with you sort of like a PT, and I'll sort out the rest. And I said, bro, fuck, perfect. That's
unbelievable.
Yeah, I was like, $250 a week. That's no brainer. And I was like, that just removes anything for me that I have to do. I just rock up to the gym. But at first it was like, well, okay, what do I film?
What do I talk about?
What do I film?
The content you like. Sometimes I think to myself, where'd you come up with this stuff?
Yeah, but everything, nothing is planned. Nothing that we have is planned.
Yeah, okay.
Everything is, bro, get your camera out. I've got something on my mind.
The upside down Smith machine?
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, bro, get your camera out. Give me the mic. Something's on my head.
And it comes to you, So you're not pre-planning this content?
If I'm at home, I'll have a note. Okay. And I'll just write the topic.
Okay, yeah.
And then when I'm like at the gym the next day with him, I'm like, hey, bro, I wrote this down last night. Let's film that.
Let me ask you something. Can you grab his DJI camera? Can I show you the camera you use too? I want to teach people what you're doing too. Your best example, they're all going to copy you. So this is the camera that you use, right? The DJI Pocket 3. I use the same one there. Mm-hmm. So you're going in the gym, you're going like this. Your cameraman's holding it. You got the mic. Mm-hmm. He's filming you.
Yep.
Then he'll clip that up, SD card into the MacBook, clips it up, and you're just posting that. So pretty much that same night.
Yep.
Yeah. So DJI Pocket 3, Osmo Pocket 3 Creator Kit.
800. No, that was without the Creator Kit.
That's it. So about $800 for one of those. Probably one of the best investments you've made. Yeah. Quality's very good. I've noticed that. Now, next question, if you don't mind me asking. I feel as though I meet a lot of people who want to do content. You're the content expert now, so I'm marking you as that. And I know you'll grow. You'll get to that 100K, a million followers. I just see it happening. You've got to be that guy. So I was trying to get onto you early, right? Yeah. How do you get the confidence to? Is there something holding you back? How do you get the confidence to actually say these things? You're in the gym. You're surrounded by people. It can be very awkward. You know, a lot of people don't want to do it. They don't even want to film themselves with a tripod, most people. How are you saying this crazy stuff in the gym to the camera, you know, wearing whatever you want to wear, shorts or some, you know, you just do something funny. What's the point of you? Did something push you to do that? Have you always been confident of doing it? Did someone inspire you? Talk me through that.
Adam Sullivan, yes.
Cunny's right? Yes.
So we're not, I wouldn't say we're good mates, but we talk quite often on Instagram. I've met him 2-3 times at lunches and whatnot. Okay. But I have messages from him 3 years ago when I tried to hit it off. Yeah. And I said, bro, how do I do content?
Okay, that's good. I'll pause you there, okay? See what he just said 3 years ago. You're thinking about this still 3 years ago. So it wasn't just an overnight success.
Nah, well, that was back when I tried to hit it off with all my sobriety stuff.
There you go, guys. That's really good feedback for other people too. 3 years ago. So you spoke to Adam. What did he say to you?
He said, brother, just do it.
Just do it.
He goes, you're not going to get any better if you don't do it. He said, fuck everyone. Fuck anyone that's watching you. And
put yourself first.
And fuck anyone that's judging you. Because anyone that's judging you isn't doing better than you.
That's so true.
And anyone that's a good life lesson. That anyone that's saying has anything negative to say about you or anything that you're doing, I can guarantee on my whole entire life, they're never doing anything better than you. It's always people that are envious and have some form of jealousy that they're not doing what you're doing. So remember that.
Very well said.
And
100% spot on.
Pretty much. Don't get me wrong. I'm very good now. Like everything's one take just about now. But like the first few weeks, 2-3 takes, I'd get a bit, coughed up and but like Adam said, like it just becomes normal. And like I don't give a fuck. I'm in the gym, I look the way I do, I have an ankle monitor. Like I can't go anywhere without getting weird looks. Like,
I can imagine.
Bro, like
I can imagine, yeah.
Walking through the airport yesterday, like imagine walking through an airport with a fucking ankle monitor. Like imagine the looks, people are like, is this guy fucking fleeing the country? Like,
what's he doing? Yeah. They'd walk away from you.
Yeah, like the staff on the airplanes are like, oh, what the fuck's going on here? So like people, and like I've had way worse things happen to me than people looking at me. And like now it's just like this is my business. This is how I make money. So like no one's paying my bills except for me.
I like that as well. No one else is paying your bills. So you're pretty much saying, fuck everyone, I've got to support myself, forget what they think or say. Do you ever get negative comments? I've seen a couple.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
How do you overcome that? Because they used to get to me when I was younger, and even now when I run ads for my shorts, cop a lot of shit for my shorts, bro. Yeah. A lot of shit. And I kill them with, my philosophy is kill them with kindness.
That's exactly what I do.
They don't mean it.
That's exactly what I do.
So someone says something rude to you, do you reply? Do you leave it? What do you do?
So at first, bro, the first few weeks when my first viral video when I was calling out dads for being shit, I
think that's where I first saw you.
Yeah, that was my first viral video.
Yeah.
My first viral video, and oh my god, the messages, the comments, but it was consuming me. I was like, they were like, "You're a fucking."
Did you get angry?
No, not angry, but I was like doubting myself.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Holy fuck, maybe I am a gronk. Holy fuck, maybe what they're saying about me is true."
Oh,
and then
really?
And then my content guy, because he's real big on social media, he's been doing this shit for years. He goes, "Brother, every negative comment is traction for you." So I just said, don't get me wrong.
Algorithm.
I was losing sleep. It was consuming me.
That bad?
Yeah, I was staying up late.
There you go, guys.
I
wouldn't have picked that with you.
Staying up late, just waiting for comments.
Far out.
Like,
okay.
My missus would go to bed, and like I'm normally in bed by 8-9 p.m. Absolute latest.
Love it.
10:30, 11 on the couch, just scrolling through the comments.
Isn't it amazing? You can get 200 positive comments. This is me personally, but someone can say one thing, and that one comment will eat at me.
Yeah.
It would eat at me. I'm like,
now I'm just so, especially obviously now being newly baptized and very new back into religion.
Well done on that, yeah.
Now I'm just so at peace. Like I do not give a shit what anyone has to say.
That's powerful, bro.
Because I know that it's his path for me, and nothing else can stop that.
That's beautiful. So I'll just recap that. So what I've got from Trai with his content is he's just done it. He's been inspired by Adam Sullivan.
Yeah.
He said, just do it. Obviously, he got better with time doing this content. He's got a content guy that's come in with him. Like, we've got Curtis here too. You're probably comfortable with him because he's your friend as well.
Yeah, well, that's what I try and tell everyone. Like, if you're hiring some random that you don't know, that you're not,
so much harder.
Yeah. It's awkward.
But if it's your missus or your friend or someone you know, good. It's going to be a lot easier. Yeah. But if you had it random, you'd be fine anyway. I know.
Eventually, you would. Yeah. I think comes with time.
You would be fine. I'm saying, yeah. Okay, so guys, what you've learned from that is just actually make the content. What's the worst thing that's going to happen?
Exactly right. What?
Negative comments.
Negative comments, and what? It doesn't go viral.
And no one sees it because it's so shit anyway. Someone's just got to scroll through it.
Exactly right.
See, I used to be too worried about making something that wasn't perfect. Half the time, no one sees my stuff anyway. Half the time, it's so competitive now on social media.
Yeah.
Next thing, you've been to jail. You've been making ridiculous money in either ways of life. You got your family. You got your daughter. You got your missus. You got happily married recently as well.
Wife now in August. Yep.
Yep. Fantastic. Now, I notice you go to church on Sundays. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Because you don't look like the typical churchgoer.
So I grew up very religious.
No offense.
I grew up very religious.
Did you? Okay, yeah.
But my mum's church was very cult. Like,
Okay.
if you don't do this, this, and this, you will go to hell.
What religion?
Christianity.
Okay, yeah.
But just very culty. Like, all the kids had to get homeschooled in the church. Like,
Wow.
it was full on.
Yeah, okay.
But as soon as mum said, when you're 13, you can then make your own decisions. If you don't want to come to church at 13, that's fine. But up until you're 13, you got to go.
Did you go to church till 13, then you stopped? Or?
Yeah, but as soon as my 13th birthday, never
Finished.
again.
Wow, okay.
Never again.
It's always the church kids that get up to the most trouble sometimes,
Yeah.
I find. Yeah.
And when I got out of jail and I sort of realised, I had a lot of, so what happened was, I have a friend that owns a very high-end rehab, and she invited me down to take on their male clients coming out of the rehab.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And when I went down there and started talking to the owner, he looked exactly like me, head to toe, tattoos, big gold chains, rides Harleys, ex-junkie, ex-jailbird, ex-bikie, but now a pastor, owns rehabs all around Australia, all Christian faith rehabs. And when I started talking to him about addictions and why men can't leave the criminal lifestyle, he started bringing up some things, and I was like, bro, you're pulling on some heartstrings here. I was like, I'm so removed from that life, and I don't suffer day to day with my trauma, but I know that I can be a better man, one, for my clients, and two, for my wife and daughter. So like, if I can deal with this stuff, even though it doesn't bother me, but I can be a better man, I said, bro, I'd love to do it. I said, I know you don't take on new clients anymore from a counselling perspective, because he's a counsellor as well. I said, but would you be honoured to take me on? And he goes, man, I've tried to remove myself from it because I can't grow the business, but because you're a friend of the other owner, he goes, I'll do it. And on my first session, he goes, brother, I feel that you want to come back. Like, would you come to church with me? And I said, no way. No way, bro.
Why was that?
I think it might have been an ego thing.
Yeah.
And like, just a bad taste in my mouth from church growing up.
I had the same growing up with me.
So I said, bro, that's not for me. Sorry, not for me. And then, because my photographer guy, he's very religious.
This is the current one now?
Yeah, my mum's still very religious. And I spoke to them, and they're like, well, what do you got to lose? And I was like, yeah, all right, I'll give it a go. And I went in my next counselling session the next week on the Monday, and I said, brother, I'll come. He goes, I know you, I can feel it. You're ready. You want it. There's something holding you back. And I said, I'll come with you this Sunday. And that.
Did you go on your own or with
him? I went with him.
Just with him?
Just him.
Okay, yeah.
My wife's been on Father's Day, and that was it. She works every Sunday. But that whole week leading up to that Sunday, from Monday to Sunday, I was having dreams that I was bawling my eyes out in church, and the guy I went with was like patting me on the back saying, brother, it's all right. And it's pretty much exactly what happened.
Yeah, I understand.
And it was just like a sense of peace listening in church and the worship music that just went through me, that I just could not control my emotions.
That's phenomenal.
It was like I had liquids coming out of my face that I didn't even know existed.
I've been like that at church too sometimes, listening to the worship music,
From that, I have not missed a Sunday besides last Sunday, which I had mates up from Sydney, and obviously this weekend, but I've not missed a Sunday service since. And I have the same emotions every Sunday.
Yeah,
where I just bawl my eyes out in church.
I'm really glad you have that view on life too, because in today's world, I think even now with social media, there's you're getting porn chucked at you, there's drugs available, there's all this, everything's hypersexualized. It's not ideal, and that's why with the brand, like I just add a little bit of God to it.
Well, that's what sold me. The scriptures, and when you told me that you're a man of God as well, I was like, that's it. That's why I was like, no, I can't not be involved with you and your brand.
Appreciate that.
That's
bro.
what got me.
So I dreamt of getting it out there, and I was worried about what people would think. And I thought, how can I do this? All right, my favourite verse, start with John 3:16, Joshua 1 verse 9. But what tipped me over the line with this was I actually saw another big American company doing it, putting it on I can't remember the chain right now. It's not a Burger King, it's another chain, but they put it on their cups. At the bottom of the cup, they just write Bible verses. I'm like, that's it. They're doing it, I'm doing it. No big deal. No backlash at all. And people were curious. They look it up. I just want you to ask what that is, and then you just go look it up. That's all I wanted. So you're back into church. Can we go a little bit about your crazy party life and tell you a few stories? Because I did hear on that other podcast you did with your friend, some of the wild nights you had girls all around you, numerous amounts of coke, if I can say that.
Yeah.
You would have been up all hours of the night. And I remember you saying you just felt like, I don't know if you said you're a god, you wouldn't have said that, but you felt like you were just on another level, or just something about the power you felt being at those strip clubs or those nights or whatever you were doing at the time. Do you want to delve into that? Yeah. Your mindset then, what made you think in that way, and then how the hell you turned out of that too, which you touched on before, but even just paint a picture of some of the crazy nights you had so we can...
So this used to be my daily routine when I was a plumber. At the back end of my plumbing apprenticeship, this is how I used to start my day. I was still up at 2:30 for gym. But
2:30?
2:30 a.m. because I'd train before work.
What time you go to bed?
6, 7 o'clock.
Okay, yeah, 6 p.m, 2:30, yeah.
So what I would do is I'd make up 2 pieces of toast, eat that in my house, get in the car with a dry scoop pre-workout and a can of Red Bull and 2 lines. And I'd smack both of them in the car, dry scoop the pre-workout and scull a Red Bull, drive to gym, train, after gym have 2 more lines.
Okay.
And then
so you could train off two lines. How long you train for, an hour?
Hour and a half.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Then I'd go to work, but I'd get Zarafas, a large, like a venti coffee or whatever it was, and a ZBR, which is like a Zarafas brekkie roll.
So diet, no offense, is shit.
Diet's horrible.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'd get that every day after gym.
But you're still training.
Yeah.
So you're racking
So I was
and
working, training, my relationships were still strong. Don't get me wrong, I was an absolute piece of shit. Cheating on every missus I had, barely seeing my family, but my family wasn't crashing down. Like my family didn't really know how serious it was because I wasn't living at home. So to me, I was like, oh, it's all good.
When you say family, is this your missus at the time and your daughter, or are you talking about your parents?
No, my missus.
Okay,
my
ex-missus.
Yeah, my first fiance.
Okay.
And then my family didn't know how bad it was.
I understand. Okay, cool. So this was quite a number of years ago?
23, 24, so yeah, 5, 6, 7 years
cool.
ago.
I understand. Just painting a picture for the viewer, yeah.
And then as soon as I would eat that morning brekkie, I'd have 2 more lines. And then I wouldn't touch it until the smoko bread come around. Then we get hot girls used to drive around in smoko trucks and deliver just rubbish food. And what I would do in my head, I was like, I'll make sure I eat that. And then as soon as I ate that, I would just send it and just line after line after line all day in the car at work. And I would just be to the stage where I can't speak. I'm sweating. My tradies are like, bro, can you stop? And I'm like, what? They're like, bro, it's taking you all day to do a job that normally takes you like 2 hours. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like...
Every day?
Every day. And then I'd eat 10, 15 Valiums on the way home because my missus at the time didn't like me doing it. So I had to come home like half zombied out. And she'd be like, oh, babe, what's wrong? I'm like, oh, babe, it's in the sun all day. I had the most hectic day on work. She's like, oh, just have a shower, go to bed. I'm like, yeah, sweet, thank you. And that was pretty much every day, bro. I was doing minimum 2 balls a day.
2 balls a day?
Minimum. And then weekends would be Thursday, Friday night, kick on all the way till Monday.
I'm surprised your nose hasn't caved in.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's ever recovered.
Yeah, so 7 grams of coke a day.
Minimum.
So if you're spending, let's say, I don't know, $300 a gram, $740 to over $2,000 worth of coke a day.
And then I moved out after I split with my first fiance when I was like 22, 23. Moved into a mate's house he was real bad on it with me as well. That was really bad, so I had to move out of there. Moved into my first apartment during COVID, and that was the worst thing that could have happened to me. Because I used to have videos on my phone. I got 4 girls that I used to party with in strip clubs. So 4 strippers in my house, on my couch, they're just lined up on my couch, and I've just got rack all over their ass. And then there's just videos of me just going through, just snorting rack off all their asses all at once. And that was my first night on my own in that apartment. And it was just like that for about 2 years.
Guys, I only know this as I've experienced myself when I moved out on my own too. I had a bit of a time where I went through that as well. When you do live on your own without having a partner there or your parents or anything, you can go down a rotten path with drugs and alcohol.
No accountability, no one sitting there to tell you, hey, what are you doing? Like,
no one knows where you are, what you're doing.
No one knows what you're doing.
You'll make up any bullshit with work the next day, you'll lie to people too, but you can just go down a path of just, I don't know if it's ice, coke, weed, whatever it is. You got to be really careful with that, especially if you're moving out, and then watch your money too. I've seen it happen to a lot of people.
Well, then COVID as well, you couldn't leave the house. So I just sat in my apartment all day, every day, just getting cooked with women.
Unbelievable. So you've gone through that, and that would have been a while, a couple of years?
My addiction went for about 3.5, 4 years.
Yeah, wow. That's unbelievable. And you could actually financially survive doing that too.
Well, I was doing obviously what I was doing as well.
Yeah, still, that's crazy. Went to jail, got locked up, came out, started your coaching. Now you're a very successful coach. I think obviously doing really well because I see...
Doing it right, yeah.
I see all the clients that you're reposting.
I got like 75, 76 clients.
Yeah, wow. That's a lot of clients. Can I ask how much you charge a week? Is it $100?
$120. But I've got a lot that are still on the, because I had $50 a week at the start,
Yeah.
85, 100, and I've got a lot that are on that cheaper bracket, unfortunately. So everyone thinks, oh fuck, you're earning 75 times 120, but it's not the case.
I understand.
But like I'm making more money than what I was when I was a plumber.
Do you enjoy it?
Love it.
You enjoy helping people?
I love it. It's the most satisfying thing I've ever done. And I've actually been able to wake up every day and feel proud and happy about what you're doing, as opposed to when I was a plumber, like waking up every day just thinking, fuck this.
You're definitely making a change. You definitely got a voice of power. That's why I reached out to you, and I'm sure heaps of people do. So I'm glad we got in touch. You're respectable. You get back to people pretty quickly, from what I've seen. You're obviously very smart. You're good at networking too. Where's the next sort of 3 to 5 years take you? What are the visions?
Well, unfortunately, as
you're only 29.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, as you know, I'm probably going to be going back to jail.
You reckon? Yeah. Okay.
2028. I'm in my head. I'm mentally preparing for 2 to 4 years.
Okay.
So between now and then, it's about growing the business as big as possible. Potentially hiring 2 head coaches to an extent, and trying to have it running while I'm away.
Got a question for you. Could you do check-ins from there?
It'd be very hard. Like, to be on the phone all day.
Yeah.
It's hard because you got to fight with 50 boys.
I understand. That's tough, man.
So it's if I got to a particular jail, like the privileged jail, which can be like up to 6 to 12 months before you get there, you could do it there because there's plenty of phones. It's barely even jail. Like, yeah, it's low security jail, so I wouldn't even classify it as jail.
That must be tough for you, bro, to have that over your head. How do you deal with that mentally?
My biggest driver is my daughter and my wife.
Beautiful.
Like the way that my wife, we were never going to get married. We had never had a desire for it. We always said we didn't really give a fuck about it, even when we had our daughter. But watching her give birth to my daughter, I knew I had to marry her.
Yeah.
Well
done on doing that.
Pretty much proposed not too long after. I think my daughter may have been 7 or 8 months. And then we never had a really desire to actually get married. Like, we didn't really care for it too much. Like, yes, the ring was there, but that was sort of enough for us. And then how she handled jail, I was like,
lock it in.
Yeah, there's no way that this girl is real. Even like my best mates, my family, they're like, man, who is this woman?
She obviously saw some potential in you too. Her having your back through that, did that motivate you to say, hey, I actually got to make it up to you. I'll show you what I can do? Was that part of it as well?
Not really. No. I've just always known, bro, that I'm fucking destined for so much. Whether people believe it or not, like, I know that I'm going to make a huge impact on the world.
What about people watching that have some self-doubt? I meet people that just, there's something lacking. It might be a support thing, or it might be a genetic thing for them mentally. What do you say to those people now? Go, I want what Trai's got.
Like I said before, man, like it does get easier.
Yep.
And realistically, anyone that's judging you is not worth, 1, listening to, and 2, having in your life. So if you've got mates and people surround you that try and like, bro, what are you doing? Like, that's fucking stupid. Or, you know, half put self-doubt in your mind that, you know, what you're doing is stupid, silly, and make you sort of half neglect what you're doing. They're not good people you want in your life. My biggest tip is surround yourself with people that actually, 1, drive you and motivate you, and 2, believe in you.
That's amazing.
Which is my wife.
That's freaking amazing. We've got a little about the coaching side now. You got a client coming on, okay? What do you do when you got a client coming on that's overweight, had all these addictions and problems in life? They're still. Do you ever get people that are saying, hey, I'm still going out and partying? What advice do you give those people to make a change? Because sometimes those addictions, you just can't stop them. And how do you handle that as a coach?
So the one thing that people don't really understand about coaching is that you're not really a coach. You're a psychologist, you're a counsellor. People, like, I've had some people that just absolutely trauma dump on me week after week. That, like, it's hard. Because I'm not a professional, but some of these people, like especially young girls that don't have positive male figures in their life, they're looking at me as if like I'm their saviour, and they're just unloading their whole childhood.
Because I can see that with you, with your story. Like, I'd be like, hey, I need this guy as a coach, but you're not. Some of these other coaches go, here's your diet, here's your macros, here's your split, do it, otherwise fuck off. These clients might have some more trauma in relation to what you've gone through in the past. So you have to become a psychologist with them, and then they might say to you, hey, you know, this is my circumstances coming up. I've got, you know, I'm living with this person here, or I've got this friend who's still a dealer that I'm still friends with. are you looking at every case study and going, hey, this is what I think would work for you, and actually get them to do it?
Well, that's what I always say. I'm like, look, I'm not a professional
Psychologist?
But I'm going to give you my opinion on the situation. Okay. What you do with that information is completely up to you. Because unfortunately, I can't help people with full-blown childhood trauma.
No, you can't. That's not your job.
And a lot of the times, they can't help themselves either.
Yeah.
Like, they have to seek professional help.
So you just say to them, hey, maybe go on a mental health plan, see a psychologist.
Well, I just say, I'm like, look, your best bet is seeing a psychologist or a counsellor ASAP. Me telling you how I would deal with the situation and my input on it is not going to help.
No.
Because at the end of the day, I'm not a fucking professional. As much as, yes, I've been through all this stuff that you're talking about, and I've been through all my own journeys, and I'm now on my own self-development journey, counselling, man of God, like, it doesn't mean that I know that I can help you and fix you, and I'm not going to have the tools, and what worked for me isn't going to be the same that worked for you. Because, like, I'm very headstrong. Like, I was able to pull myself out of addiction very easily. And, like, now even bad moods, anxiety, like, I can snap myself out of, like, a negative headspace.
Is that from training yourself to do that?
I think so, very quickly.
Okay. That's interesting that you say that. So you've got these clients that come to you, you'll give them guidance on what to do. What's your general client, like, do you have a mixture of clients now that come to you? Like, because people are going to watch this and go, hey, they might want to come to you for coaching. Do you coach anybody? Is it male and females?
I never had a, I didn't have an interest in a lot of females, but a lot of I've got a huge female client base. Huge.
I noticed you were sharing a lot of females in your stories
like
too.
But it's never something that I was like, I want to be a female coach. Like, I just want to help people be better. Like, but also with my story and my content and my demographic and what I've been through, I also attract people very similar to me.
Yeah.
Which, unfortunately, not saying that anyone's, not speaking ill on anybody, but a lot of people don't have it in them to make that change. Like I said, especially with males, they have to hit rock bottom. So they can't just come to me and say, hey brother, I've seen you do what you do, I'm ready for a change. It's like, bro, and I tell them all at the start, I say, bro, I don't want your money. I do not give a fuck whether I have 400 clients or 30 clients. I want people in me and around me that are willing and gonna put the fucking work in and actually make a change in their life.
Do you get people that just give you the money and don't do the work?
Yep.
Yeah, because I've heard other people say that too. They pay the coaching fee and they think that's the answer.
And they did, bro, I've got a girl, I had one girl pay me up front for 12 weeks, not say a single thing to me. I messaged her week after week after week after week, and she'd be posting Instagram stories. I'd react to her stories and say, hey, wow, you're alive.
Yeah.
No response.
Why do you think they do that? I have an answer.
I was going to say, I think people love the idea of the change, but then they sort of, when it gets to the, oh fuck, I actually have to do this, they're like, no, I'm not ready.
I call it momentary inspiration.
Yeah.
They see something on social media, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make a change.
Yeah.
I'm going to be that person. I'm going to pay for the coaching, and then the next day they're back to their old habits. That momentary inspiration, but you need to have the discipline to actually take action and do things, and you have to make daily changes with your life. And it takes about 28 days to sort of make a change.
Well, I tell people if they dedicate to 100 days, they'll change their whole fucking life.
100%.
Whole life.
They create new habits, right?
Yep. But yeah, that is science. Like 28 to 30 days.
That's what I found.
Can really recreate your mindset and your habits.
Are you doing any type of meditation?
Not so much used to, but I'm very big on journaling.
Okay, explain that to me.
So that's what my first coach had us doing, and he was very big with addicts. Like his whole demographic.
Handwritten?
Yep.
On the computer?
Everything handwritten.
Yeah, okay.
There's just, I don't know what it is, but there's something more sentimental and something a bit more powerful handwriting it. But it was just legit three to four things that you're grateful for and 2 daily goals.
Okay.
So it's just waking up and switching that mindset into a positive thinking pattern. Instead of waking up like 90% of people and saying, oh, I don't want to go to work today, or, I hate my job. It's like, okay, I'm alive. What am I grateful for this morning? I have a roof over my head. I have food in my house. I have a family that's loving. I have a healthy family. I have 10 fingers, 10 toes. We live in a country like Australia. Some people just really take life for granted. Instead of being miserable and waking up hating your life every day, it's waking up and sort of just flicking that mindset into a positive thinking space and just sort of saying, okay, yes, I might not be very happy with where I'm at the moment, but fuck, what am I grateful for?
It's hard to do.
It is.
Hard to do.
Because I hated it at the start. I refused to do it, but my coach is like, every day, where is it? Until it just become routine.
And I love everything you're saying. So freaking powerful. I love every aspect of it. The mindset stuff, the coaching, the story. It's incredible. You got the look, you got the body too, which is great. Can I ask you a couple more questions? Do you have any goals to compete? I'm just under 90 kilos. Okay, I think I'm a big guy. Like, I think I'm big. All right, people go, Johnny, you're pretty big. You weigh 114. And I think you're taller than me. I'm 6 foot. You're 6 foot 2.
I'm 6 foot.
6 foot. I swear you're taller than 6 foot.
No, I'm smack bang on.
You sure?
184.
Okay, that's 6 foot 1.
Is it?
Look that up, Curtis. 180. Go on the computer. 184 centimeters. I think that's 6 foot 1.
Siri, what is 6 foot 1 in centimeters? 185.
Okay, so you're nearly 6 foot 1. Okay, that's very tall. Because I'm 183, so you're a bit taller than me. You have the height for classic or an open bodybuilder. You've competed before, I've seen. Do you have goals to compete again?
Yes, I'm doing this show next year.
So in 12 months' time, you'll be competing.
Yep.
And what do you think your stage rate will be there? You're 120?
I think low to mid 90s.
On stage, yeah.
Yep.
I'm glad you said that. That actually, like, really, because that's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time I got down to 83.
Yeah.
But I was like, my first competitive season was just the fact of being able to say.
I think you'll be bigger than low 90s. Low to mid 90s.
Yeah, well, after this next push, I think I'll be like 95 to 95 plus, I think.
I cut you off. What were you saying there?
But the first time I competed, I knew that I was never going to be in good shape. But it was just more so to be able to, because I lost 20 kilos in 9 months. And then when I come on board with Michael, my current coach, I was just like, how much further can we take this? Like, and then I lost another 23 kilos, so 43 kilos in 18 months to get on stage.
That's crazy.
So I think I stepped on stage at like 87 after carb up and everything.
Still big.
Got down to 83.
Yeah, that last black and white photo shoot I did, I was 83 kilos in that. Yeah, and people think you don't understand how light you have to get to actually look good, and how much weight people need to lose.
And like I still didn't look good on stage whatsoever.
Yeah, really.
Like obviously very minimal muscle mass.
Okay. Yeah.
Just never really understood training, what it meant to train till failure and train hard. I always thought I was training hard, and 95% of people do, but a high percentage of people don't understand what it means to like train hard.
Do you do any face-to-face now?
No.
No, okay.
No. Don't get me wrong, I've got people that always like, oh, can I come do a leg session with you?
And you let them come on, yeah.
I'll gauge it. If I know they're going to be weak as piss, I'll say, brother, nah.
Waste of time.
You're wasting your time.
Yeah.
If I know that they have it in them to be pushed, I'll say, yeah, bro, sweet. But just mentally prepare to not be able to do anything for the rest of the day.
What advice do you give someone that wants to make a change or doesn't have the money to start coaching? What do they do? You got your 27-year-old guy, goes to the gym here and there, but wants to just set himself up and be someone like yourself who's fit, confident, running his business well. Is there 3 main things you could tell them to do? I know you mentioned, the circle of friends they have.
I was going to say, eliminate anyone in your life that's not a positive influence or role model.
How do you do that? Well, how do you actually do it without pissing them off or being CUNT?
Well, it's not so much about, so that's the wrong way to look at it. Because I see people get in that mindset of like, oh, I don't want to upset it. That's correct. But fuck that. If people, a lot of people don't like confrontation as well. But at the same time, it's not about confrontation being the CUNT. It's about putting yourself as a priority. At the end of the day, no one's going to save you except for you.
Well said. I freaking love that.
And that's my biggest thing. Like people, and I tell this to all the new clients that come on. I say, brother, I'm going to give you the accountability. I'm going to give you these plans, but I can't fucking put the food in your mouth. I can't take you to the gym. So are you really ready to make a change? Because don't bullshit me right now.
Do you tell them that before you sign them up?
Yeah, so I tell them at their first onboarding, at their first call.
I think you need to, right?
Inquiry.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Because so like I said before, I don't want people's money. I want people that actually want to make a change.
So cut off these negative friends. Ruthlessly say, hey, I still find it hard at the moment, bro. I struggle now. I've got mates I've been friends with for 10 years. They're still sticking to my life, and I kind of I let go recently because I found out he was lying to me. I won't go into it because he'll watch this too, but I cut him off completely. That was the best thing I did because he was eating up hours of my week, and I was knowing it was happening, but I let it go. I'll tell you this story another time. 10 years he lied to me, this guy, about how much money he had, what he was doing, but I finally caught him out. You get rid of those friends, that's the one thing. You do it nicely. Do you say to them, hey, I'm just in my own lane now? Or do you just ignore them? What do you do?
I just tell people, like, you need to have the hard chats with your mates and everyone close to you.
Yeah.
And if they don't support you,
They're not your mate.
They're not your mates.
Yep,
And
yep.
honestly, and if you can't see that, then you're not ready to make that change. Because if you can't cut negative influence out of your life, and if you have the hard chat with your mate saying, hey boys, like say you got a 12-week coaching, if you go to your mates and say, hey boys, I'm not in a good space, I'm going to commit to this 12 weeks with this bloke that can potentially help me. And if you tell your mates that and they don't fucking support it,
They're not your mate.
I would strongly reconsider who you got hanging in your life.
That is freaking powerful. You say to these people, I want to commit to 12 weeks. If they don't support you, that's your answer right there. Yeah, move on.
Yeah.
And good riddance to them.
Yeah.
Anything else you can tell the viewer now in the last couple of minutes?
I know it's controversial.
Controversial, the better. Say whatever you need to say.
And a lot of people will disagree, but get it with God.
No, that's the best thing you can tell them.
Because the way that you hold yourself and the way that you walk through life knowing that there's a high, whether any religion, I'm not sitting here saying you can't be any religion, but have that higher power and that higher faith. Because how you hold yourself and how you walk through life knowing that it's their journey for you is very, very powerful.
That's incredible, bro. I think we can almost nearly wrap it up on that. But I'll finish on one thing. I'll say a quick prayer for you on the podcast. So I'm a big believer in prayer. And I try to pray as much as often as I can. I really believe God does listen to prayer. So I just want to say a quick prayer for Trai. So dear Lord Jesus, thank you, Trai, for allowing coming onto our podcast today and sharing his journey. I pray that this message gets across to many people that can get something out of it too. And the word of God can almost come along to everyone that listens to this. And hopefully wake them up, even if they're not going to church, even if they're not praying themselves, that they can just get something out of this and they can change some more lives. So Lord, we pray for Trai's future with his lovely family and his wife, and all his dreams and ambitions will come to fruition. And he can share your word as he grows as a man and can continue to prosper in everything he does. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thanks, bro. Anything else you want to finish on?
There is more to life than what you're currently doing, guys. There's so much more out there. You just have to want it and have to commit to it. And I'm telling you now, you can change your whole life in 100 days if you fully commit. That's all it takes. Surround yourself with good people, have the higher faith, go to the gym, take care, and have some fucking pride in what you look like.
Amen.
And it will take you a lot further in life than what you're currently doing right now.
There you go, guys. Brother, thank you so much. That's freaking amazing.
Thank you, brother.
Hit him up on social media. What's your Instagram tag again, big fella?
Trai Sean.
Trai Sean. And coaching, do you have more spots available?
Yeah, so I'll be capping myself out at about 20 more people.
Okay.
Just because I want to be able to give everyone that I have a good, the whole effort, like all my concentration. I don't want to get to a stage where I'm like, oh, I'm stressed, I'm rushing through stuff. So yeah, I'm capping myself out at 100 clients.
And the best way to get in touch with you, could it be through Instagram?
Just Instagram, yeah. I obviously have an inquiry form in my biography, in my bio.
Legend. Guys, thank you so much. Hope you got something out of that. Follow him on socials, come to the shop too. And once again, bro, thanks again.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, legend. Good job. Take care. Very good, man. Thanks, you.
Brother.